Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're back in a Watcher of Realms and I can't see the screen, so give me 2 seconds. We're looking at GvG Guild Wars, Guild versus Guild. It's coming up, so I'm going to put my defence down, I'm going to show you my defence, and I'm going to sort of explain what I'm doing, where I'm going, or my thought process. I also have a Forerunner account, so we've had a couple of weeks ahead on this, so we've done a couple of fights and we've learnt a couple of things on this. I'm not too worried about things that we discuss on here because most people don't watch this stuff, so you're already, if you're watching this, going to be ahead of everyone else who's playing the game, really, because they don't watch it and they don't know. So this first week, absolutely brilliant. You'll be able to really go strong and do very well. So who does well on this first week? Bookkeepers do exceptionally well. So get your bookkeepers out, they hit mobs, and they do an AoE damage. So we're going to use those in a couple of days when we do our attacks. But how do we defend? Okay, so let's just work down where we can place champions, and we'll place champions there to see who's good and who's not. So if we want to place someone up on this first platform, we need someone who's going to reach all the way around, so our mages generically are no good. Setram, look at that, yeah, absolutely brilliant, goes all the way around, that looks fantastic, looks like a brilliant choice. He's lousy, don't do it. Okay, Setram, absolutely brilliant until he's burnt his ultimate, and then he spends a fortnight getting his ultimate back up and not really doing anything for self-repairing, and you can send your troops down now and just walk on past him once he's cast his ultimate. So don't put Setram there. If you want to put Nyx, goes quite well up there. I don't think, depending on what level you're at, you may want to have your Nyx awakened, that sort of thing, but depending on where you are and how high of a rank you're at, that will depend on how it's doing. But Nyx quite happily solos that area just as is. Another good shout out will be your Maul. Maul will go up there, he will cover that, and he's going to give a lot of CC for you. He's going to give that knockback, he's going to give that slow for you, so he's going to take up a lot of time if you can place your Maul up here as well, and along with Nyx. Someone else again who you might have had, if you had some luck at the weekend and you got an Ivar, you might want to put Ivar up there because he's a Lord Archer. He will give it, and you put him in lead, he will give himself that Archer bonus, and then he will be able to hit all the way around there as well. So bear that in mind. Now, the next space, this space here, brilliant. We can aim down here, and we can have all of these tiles taken care of, so when people come out and they're walking down, we can start hitting them from here onwards, and then we can hit them here, and if we put a tank there, then we'd be able to hit them while they're doing up the tank. So they would stand there trying to attack our tank, and then we can DPS them to our heart's content. Brilliant. No, terrible. Again, this map leads you to wanting to put lots of heroes together, so people would put down a healer in there as well to cover off their tank, and then they might put someone else down here as well like that, a fighter to come over it, and your bookkeeper comes down, hits the tank, but will take out that champion there, will take out that champion there, and then you just send some flyers over the top. It's not hard to beat these. People will. The map really does try and constrain you, and you want to spread out. So this is why your bookkeepers, I'm going to keep hounding on about this throughout this, they're going to come in clutch on this map. Particularly week 1 and week 2, before people start spreading out. First week, you go live in 1 and a bit days time, then you can absolutely go for it on these sort of maps. So you should do wins quite happily, and you can help yourself out by spreading your team out a bit. So if you wanted to run a team like that, you'd then want to place someone here, because then we've got nice gaps between everyone, so we're not going to get hit by that AoE type damage scenario. And also, if we really wanted to, we could put arrogance there as well, but bear in mind, once someone gets past this square and they're now here, then arrogance is actually doing nothing for you there. Okay, so bear that in mind, but spreading your heroes out, good option. Now what you do want to make sure is that you've got your tank here in this square. Don't put your tank in this square here. The reason for this is, again, because if you place someone here, then we can get hit if we come around with some bookkeepers and get hit there. But that's not the only reason. As someone comes out here, an archer or a mage or something like that, they will target this platform here. That's what will first get hit and targeted. So if you don't want the person here to get targeted by archers coming around or mages, then you do have to make sure you've got a tank placed up ahead. So make sure your tank is going here. Make sure anyone you've got on that platform, if you're putting someone on that platform, make sure you've got a tank there. Okay, bear that in mind if you're doing it. Okay, that's the first sort of things you have to be aware of when you're building your team up front there. And preferences, I would want some form of CC here, so Maul again will work quite well. And if I wanted to put someone here, then maybe I would want either more CC, or I would want not magical damage here or magic damage there, so to swap over the two types of damage just to make it more awkward for someone, and maybe chuck in some more AoE, and definitely make sure you can hit airborne units. There's all those normal things to consider. So where else are we going to put our team and not put our team? Well, if we're not building up the front, then the next place to put people is down here on the second half of the map. Now, if you see someone placing someone here, I'm going to put my tank here, and then I'm going to put an archer or a mage here or something, absolutely fantastic, because they are now attackable from archers, bookkeepers, mages, anything coming down this way, they are attackable from. So bear that in mind. Anyone start up here, boom, they will come down and they will take out this square. So this square, you do need to be aware of. If you're putting someone there, you do need to give them a lot of protection, because they are going to get hit. Okay, so go careful. A lot of people do put double tank down, or tank and a tanky fighter behind. Now I've also seen that up here on these two squares as well. Tanky fighter behind, that does work well, as long as they can take a hit from a bookkeeper or something like that, and it does stop that push for swarm as well. So people trying to swarm past you, so do bear that in mind. The other place to put someone is here. Looks like a really good spot, absolutely fantastic, brilliant. But if someone runs a Maul down here, if they're coming through, if they've already got that, then he would do an AoE where he can get you there. You can bomb this square as long as you can get someone down there, and that will take out that mob as well. And also the Scourge, they will come down there. They've got that area of effect around them. I'll put these mobs up around here somewhere so we can have a look at them as I'm talking and jog your brain. And that way they will get taken out as well if you can keep them alive. So you send your Scourge down here to actually come and take these out, put them with a healer as well, just to keep them going. So what are we doing down here? Now we could put someone down here, and as long as this fighter or second tank is tanky enough, then you'll be alright taking AoE damage from bookkeepers, and you'll sort yourself out from the bombs as well. Now, I have occasionally seen some people decide to put them further back. So they would put overreach and DPS here, and then they would put another fighter or a tank here. And I don't really understand the concept, to be honest. I don't get it. They're not doing anything. You're waiting, you're saying that I'm going to spring into action as soon as this tank is dead. I don't sort of understand the concept. So people will do that. I'd much prefer to put them there, I think. I've seen DPS here, which covers off quite nicely, and then people have put, I wouldn't use this healer, but longer ranged healers to cover off here. Okay, so pros and cons with everything you're doing, but bear in mind, if you're putting two units together like this, bear in mind they have to be able to take enough AoE damage from those bookkeepers, up here, and this ability, we'll make sure that goes up there as well. But bear that in mind if you're running that sort of comp or that sort of team, or if you're fighting against them, then bear that in mind as well. Now, these platforms are quite handy at the moment because no one for at least the first 2 weeks will have the Garnet Guards. Once people have got them, they are an absolute menace. We'll do a quick video on those at some point. They actually wreck everything. They are absolutely awesome, really good fun, and they're going to make people have to change their attitude towards what they're doing. It makes the map even harder to defend against as well. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now, let's go and make a team up. I haven't got IVR, so we'll take you. Let's have a look at this. I've got a sort of a rough idea of what I'm doing. So Nyx, like I said earlier, she can go down there. She's going to supply up the DPS for us. Yes, there. Healer. Tank. and tank that way. I think. My theory is though, so when he takes fatal damage, if he's got a skeleton alive, then the skeleton will take the fatal damage. So that's why I face him that way. So he will get away from anyone doing hard DPS on us. Don't really have a lot of CC, but it's how it goes. It's how it goes. I mean, we've got a day or so. So again, as always, hit me up, friend request me, come along, friendly face off, give it a whirl. I don't mind. I don't care. Come and have a crack. I do not mind at all, and we can all learn together. There we go. Team 1 done. Okay, so here's my second team. I'm going to use it. I'm going to go quite strange. I came across this the other day. I did beat it, but I beat it because I had Guardian. Those new guards. I got those, and they were quite good for it, to be honest. So I know no one's going to have those at the moment. I'm going to give this a whirl. Like I said, I do like the idea of them all up here. He's just going to keep throwing a shark out. He's going to do knockback. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And we're going to slow everyone there. And then a lot of people will place an Ingrid or Dolores Eliana here, so she can get everyone who's walking out. I would say that's wrong. I'm going to go here. So I'm hoping we will freeze everyone here. We will knock back everyone here, and then Ingrid, being the most balanced person ever, will nuke everyone else. That's the rough plan. I think that's about it in a nutshell. So there you go. There's my teams. I've set up my defences. They're all spread out. I think we're okay. I can think of ways I would beat me, but that's up to you. Yeah. Come and have a go, but bear in mind my BP isn't particularly high, but it is there. I will leave my my friendly face off on, so you can come and have a go, or friend request me if you want to have a pop. I'll always accept it, and yeah, come and smash the defense, or at least play along and see how you're feeling. If you want to practice, go for it. If you want to put some down in the comments, go for it. I have no qualms with it whatsoever at all. So feel free. And that's pretty much my defense done. Right. Hopefully I'll see you in the comments about how you smash my defense and how weak it is. That's not a problem, not fussed. So yeah, see you all soon. Thanks very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again soon. Cheers. Goodbye.